guys, welcome back. How is it going? I'm back from vacation and from being sick. Still a little bit sick here and there. I'm still coughing a little bit. So you hear me coughing a little bit like that. Nothing too crazy. You may have seen the flag in the background. That is going to stay there permanently. If you guys don't like it there, then let me know, I guess. But there's nowhere else to put it because it's a ginormous fucking flag. It is huge. So I'm going to let you guess what kind of flag that is based on the little thing that you see in the corner of it. And you literally see the same logo literally right there. So if you guys know what that is, then I'm pretty sure you guys can put two and two together of what that is. So I'm back with a Mr. Damian video, so happy Friday. Again, I was supposed to resume videos on Monday or Wednesday, but again, I got sick, so I didn't even go back to work Wednesday, Thursday like I was supposed to, so I still haven't returned to work since the morning of July 4th, which is super weird because I haven't been there in so long. So when I go back on Monday, I'm going to be like, how do I work again? What do I do? Anyways, 4 disturbing real cases of deja vu. So, obviously I've heard of deja vu before. I don't know if you guys have. Starting, it feels good to be back, to be honest. It always feels good to be back after being gone for a while. In case you guys don't know, deja vu is the feeling that one has already experienced something that is currently happening, despite knowing that it is a new situation. It's often described as a fleeting, false memory, or a sense of familiarity with something that shouldn't be familiar. While it's a common experience, the exact cause is still not fully understood. So that's interesting. It's still not fully understood, and it just seems like, I don't even know, it's like I've lived this before. I'm sorry guys, my voice is still fucked up as you guys can tell. I think I had a sinus infection. I went to the doctor. I'm currently still on antibiotics. They said it's a sinus infection, and now it kind of hurts right here. Like right here. Hurts right there. That's my tonsil, isn't it? Pretty sure that's my tonsil. I really gotta get my tonsils removed, bro. Once again, 4 disturbing real cases of deja vu. So again, it's good to be back. 18 minutes, nice shorter video for me, which is great. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I've still seen your comments that you guys have posted, so you guys are still obviously commenting on older videos, which is great. I love to see that you guys are watching old videos and not only with my new ones, so that's good. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Let me know how you guys are doing, and let's finally get started.
Deja vu is that weird, fleeting feeling that you've lived through a moment before. We've all experienced it. Most people
I've experienced it several times, and it's so weird. It's kind of like, wait. I feel like it's like you haven't lived that before, but you have. It's like you swear that you have. It's so weird, because I feel that a lot of times, to be honest. I feel like that a lot. I'm like, wait. Didn't I already... Okay, it's fine. Then I just drop it, but it's so fucking creepy.
Brush it off as a brain glitch or a coincidence, but sometimes it feels wrong, like reality is repeating itself in ways it shouldn't. These are 4 allegedly true stories of deja vu that didn't fade away, but rather they spiraled into something terrifying.
Allegedly true. Janja?
I don't usually talk about this with people because of how insane it sounds. But something happened to me back in 2017 that made me question not just my sanity, but the structure of reality itself. I was living in a pretty dingy apartment complex in central New Jersey, a 3-story brick building that probably hadn't been renovated since the late 80s.
Damn.
The kind of place where the hallway lights buzzed faintly, and every door had chipped paint and mismatched locks. I lived there with my roommate Nick, who worked security night shifts for a warehouse just outside of town. Most nights I had the place to myself. It was a Thursday night in early February when I came home a little later than usual. I remember walking up the stairs and getting hit with a smell I hadn't smelled in years. Burned rubber mixed with some kind of citrus cleaner. That smell triggered something in me. This strange and sudden memory that felt like it belonged to someone else. As I walked down the hallway, the feeling of deja vu hit me like a sledgehammer. Not just a flash of familiarity, but an overwhelming sensation that I had lived this exact moment before. In precise, granular detail. I stopped about 5 feet from my door and froze. I knew what was going to happen next. The light above me would flicker twice. A woman from downstairs would yell something muffled and then laugh. Then, at the far end of the hallway, something heavy would fall. A dull, metallic thud. And it happened in that exact order, exactly as I knew it would. I remember standing there, not even scared yet, just confused. I thought maybe I had dreamed it. But then it happened again the next night. This time I was watching TV, eating leftover Chinese food, and suddenly I knew the scene I was going to play before it happened. The lines of dialogue, the background noise, even the timing of a phone buzz from my nightstand. Over the next 5 days, these moments became more frequent. I began writing them down, testing myself, and every time I was correct. I knew things I couldn't have known, like the exact time Nick would text me, or the moment a neighbor's dog would start barking. But they weren't memories. They were reminders of something I hadn't lived yet. That's when the dreams started. I dreamed I was lying in bed and the door opened. Nick walked in pale and dripping sweat and said, "There's someone in the building." His voice sounded wrong, like too flat, like it was being played from a recording. I asked who, and he just stared at me. That dream played every night, but the final night, it wasn't a dream. At 3:12 a.m., my door opened, and Nick was standing there, saying the exact same words. I followed him into the hallway with a bat in hand. He pointed toward the stairwell. There was no one, but something felt off. The shadows didn't move the way they should. We called the police. Nothing. I told Nick about the dreams. He just stared at me and said, "I've been having them too." Neither of us said anything else. The deja vu ended that night.
I don't even know what to say, because, like, that's creepy. It's like you're literally, like, experiencing the same thing again. It's like you lived this before, but it's like you haven't, and that's, like, it's so creepy. Like, all I can think of is all I can think of is that Sweet Life on Deck video, or episode, I should say, where Cody and Zach and, Sweet Life on Deck, Cody was, like, reliving the same day. Basically, he thought it was, like, over and over again until fate, because it was fate trying to get them to kiss Bailey, and then Zach was like, "Well, it's never gonna happen then, so I guess we're stuck in this loop forever, because no girl's ever gonna kiss you." And I was like, damn, that hurts. And then, yeah, eventually they snapped out of it with a key or whatever. But yeah, it's like they were stuck, like, only he knew about it. Like, only he knew that the same thing was being lived again and again. So, yeah, that's really creepy, though. Like, I don't think I've ever seen... It's like, the only thing I've thought about with deja vu is, like, I read something and I'm like, wait, I've read this before. Like, I've read this thing before. It's like, which maybe I have, which, that might be, like, literally deja vu. Like, oh, I read this before, maybe I just don't remember it, but I remember it a little bit. I don't know, that's all I've really... that's all I've really, like, had with, I think, deja vu. I don't even know. For me, it's just kind of been like reading something that I think I read before, which I very well could have, right? Maybe I just read it at a different time, and I was kind of like, wait, this is deja vu, I've read this before. I don't know.
Ever since then, I sometimes catch the flicker of something. A memory, a sense, a noise, and I wonder if I'm about to remember something before it happens again. Because if that door opens again, and I hear those words, I don't know if I'll be able to follow this time. I started to question if what we think of as a memory is really just our brain accessing timelines stacked atop one another, like layers of old wallpaper, each layer faintly bleeding into the next. Sometimes I think the hallway itself is some kind of weak point, a scene between two versions of reality. I moved out 6 months after that night. I've driven past that building more than once, and each time, I swear, I feel a tug, like my body wants to stop and go in. Part of me still believes there's something waiting at the end of that hallway. Not a person or a ghost, just a decision I haven't made in this version of my life. And every time I think about it, I feel like I'm closer to making it.
It's hard to even describe these stories or even kind of like think about it, because like I'm trying to piece it together, and I'm just kind of like, wait, what? Like, I'm kind of low-key confused at this point.
My name is Ryan. This happened 3 years ago when I was 17 and my brother Chris was 19.
Okay.
We live in a small town surrounded by woods. Not much happens here, so kids like us get bored pretty easily. There's a trail near our house that leads into the forest. It goes on for miles. People say there are old buildings and weird stuff hidden deep in the trees, and we always talked about going to explore it, but never did, until one weekend in October. We had nothing to do, and Chris said we should finally check out the house he heard about from other...
That is so fucking pretty. I love, like, the fall when everything changes colors. I just hate when you have to frickin' rake all the leaves after.
Other kids at school. It was a cool, cloudy day. The leaves were all changing colors, so it was a nice scenic walk, actually. We packed water and flashlights, told our mom we were going hiking, and left around 3 in the afternoon. The sun sets early in October, so we figured we had maybe 2 hours to go and get back.
I hate that about winter, bro. Like fall and winter, I literally hate them for that reason. Because then it's like summer, like it's dark at 9 p.m. It's fucking amazing, bro.
The walk started out normal. It's not like I hadn't hiked in these woods before, but after maybe 10 minutes, I started to feel weird. It felt like I had walked this specific trail before, like I remembered this specific walk and conversation with my brother. Even when we found a broken fence post on the trail, I felt like I remembered that exact moment. But I had never been down this trail before, I was sure of it. Chris was ahead of me, talking about something random, but I didn't really hear him at this point.
It's so creepy.
I kept looking around, and everything felt too familiar. I knew there would be a thick tree with a big hole in it near the side of the trail, and 5 minutes later, we passed it. I didn't say anything out loud, like I've experienced deja vu before. This time, it just felt weirdly more intense. The deeper we went, the more memories came back. I started to remember a house, a 2-story house with green paint peeling off and a broken front step. I saw it clearly in my head. I remembered a broken window on the top floor and dead vines going up the side, but I had never seen this house before in real life. I didn't say anything to my brother yet, though. We finally reached the house between 3:30 and 4 p.m., and when I saw it, I felt like my stomach dropped. It was the same exact house I was picturing in my head, down to just about every last detail. I just stared at it while Chris kept walking toward the porch. I wanted to turn around and leave. In that moment, I actually started questioning if I had seen this house before, even though I was almost positive I hadn't.
Yeah, because that makes no sense. Like, how could you know something is there before you've seen it for the first time? That's like me going to like a completely new area. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be there. This is gonna be there. This is gonna be right there. Like it's one thing if you drove in by that road before, and then you're kind of like, oh, I know where this is. Like I've been here 1,000 times. I know where to go. I know where this is. Like that's not deja vu. That's just you knowing that you've been here before. But it's like you've never been there before. How do you know? That's so weird. It's so creepy too. Like, am I tripping or that's creepy as fuck?
I asked Chris if it felt familiar to him. He acted confused and said no. Then he asked what I meant. I told him straight up I felt a weird sense of deja vu of this exact moment. I didn't want to chicken out though, so we kept going. The front door was cracked open, indicating we weren't the first to have the genius idea of exploring this place. Chris pushed it open slowly, and it made a long squeaking sound as it opened. Inside, it smelled like what you'd expect a long abandoned house to smell like, and the silence in there was almost deafening, like it felt heavy on my ears. We stepped inside, and there was broken furniture, old wallpaper peeling off, and a staircase going up on the left side of the room. We looked around the first floor for a while. There was a kitchen with no lights, a living room with a fireplace, and a hallway with one closed door at the end. The whole time, it felt like someone was watching us. At least to me it did. Chris made a comment that the place is kind of creepy, and I couldn't agree more. Then I said something without thinking. I said, I remember being here before. Chris stopped walking and just turned to me and said, what do you mean? I didn't even mean to say it. The words just came out on their own. I repeated myself. I said, I remember this place, the kitchen, that hallway, even the fireplace, and I remember a woman upstairs. Chris's response was one you'd expect, an automatic assumption that I was trying to add to the creepy atmosphere and freak him out.
Right.
I told him straight up, I'm not trying to scare you. I just have a weird memory of being here and someone being upstairs. I could tell it did creep him out a bit, but I mean, in a setting like this, it isn't hard to freak people out. We stood there for a second, then we heard a noise. A soft creak, like a floorboard being stepped on.
From upstairs?
It came from upstairs. Chris looked at me, and I looked at him. We didn't say anything for a few seconds. He dared me to go upstairs and check it out. I said absolutely not, and advised we get out of there. He somehow convinced me to play rock, paper, scissors to see who would go up there and check out the upstairs. I lost, but I still refused to go up there. Chris still would rather go up there than to leave the house right then. As he walked up the stairs, each step creaked. I followed behind, but I stayed at the top of the stairs while he walked toward the room where the noise had seemingly come from. It was the last room on the right. The door was slightly open. He reached out and pushed it open more. I couldn't see what was inside from where I was standing, but Chris saw something in there. He froze, and then out of nowhere, he screamed and almost shoved me down the stairs. He yelled, "Run," and we flew down the stairs and out the front door. We didn't stop running, not even when we reached the trail again. We kept going until we were completely out of breath. When we finally stopped, we were bent over, trying to breathe. My heart was beating so bad I could barely hear. "What did you see?" I asked. Chris looked at me and said, "There was a woman in there, staring out the window like a statue." When I asked him what she looked like, he said all he really noticed was her hair, which was shoulder length and grayish blonde. He kept asking me how the hell I knew there would be a woman up there. I accused him of lying to prank me, that he probably thought I was trying to scare him, so he flipped the script on me. But he never caved. He never told me he was kidding. He insisted for days, weeks, months, even years later today, that he wasn't kidding, and he saw that woman in there. Part of me knows there's a possibility he did flip what he thought was a prank back on me, but deep down, I believe him. We both heard that sound from upstairs. It came from someone or something alive. My déjà vu or premonitions or whatever you want to call it were also way too specific to be coincidental. I'm glad I wasn't the only one to look into that room. This experience changed my definition of the term déjà vu.
Yeah, it's like you're a psychic. Like it's like you're like a psychic, not really a fortune teller, but like you literally like just saw into the future. It's like you just know what's gonna happen. Like you're basically Raven. Like you literally just have like a flash, like a vision. Like, oh, what am I about to witness? Oh, here it is. You know what I mean? It's just like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. Like I can't imagine that. That's insane. Like, oh, I've been in this house before. There's a woman upstairs, and someone drops something from upstairs. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I'd be like, oh my god. I have no words, to be honest. I really have no words for that. I don't know what to say. I've never had deja vu that was like this intense or creepy or scary. Never like this. I've had it before, just like everybody has, but not like this. Not to this extent. Wait, I'm sorry. Mr. Madison? Mr. Madison. Okay. So a guy or a girl? I'm assuming it's a guy because it says Mr., but...
In 2020, during one of those strange in-between phases of lockdown and reopened stores, I had a stretch of time that felt less like reality and more like I was walking through a scripted loop I couldn't escape. I was driving home late from my girlfriend's house, maybe 1:30 in the morning. It had just snowed, not heavy, but enough to turn the road slick. I live in a small town outside Scranton, Pennsylvania, and there's this one intersection near my place that's infamous for accidents. It has 4 stop signs but no lights, and on snowy nights you have to basically guess if the other driver will obey them. As I approached the intersection, I felt something heavy settle in my chest. It wasn't fear at first, just a strange sense of being out of place, like I had stepped into a moment I had already lived. I slowed down, even though I had the right of way. Then, without warning, a black pickup truck blew through the stop sign on my left. If I hadn't hit the brakes early, it would have plowed straight into my side. I pulled over, shaking, watching the taillights vanish into the snow. That would have killed me, I knew it. But what scared me more was that I knew it was coming. Not in the way you anticipate danger. I mean, I remembered it. I remembered the details, like the crunching metal and the glass and the airbag crushing my face. None of it happened, but I remembered it like a fact. I chalked it up to stress. The pandemic, the isolation, whatever.
Yeah, like one thing like that, like you could just say, oh, it's just a coincidence. Like anybody could really just guess. Oh yeah, there's about to be a car accident. It's rare that you get it at that second, that same time, but it's like, I've done that before. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen, and then it does. I'm like, oh, okay, but that's just a wild guess. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Blue Jays are gonna lose today. That's not deja vu. That's just, oh yeah, Jays lost today. Like, you know what I mean? That's not anything crazy, but like that's insane. Like like you're approaching like an intersection. I feel like an accident's gonna happen before I get there, and boom, it happens. What? Like, you know what I mean? That's crazy. Especially the whole thing with him like knowing that he'd be in a car accident. It's like he had a vision. It's like he was Raven having a vision. So in order to stop that vision, he stepped on the brakes early. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Then, a few nights later, I had another episode. I was at a red light, and and I remembered the song that would come on the radio before it did. I remembered the woman walking her dog across the street, even though I couldn't see her yet. I started to feel like I wasn't living in the present anymore, just reenacting it. Then the dreams began. Same road, same crash. Each night more vivid. In one dream, I got out of the car and saw my own body slumped in the driver's seat with my eyes glassy and a long gash across my temple. I could hear myself trying to breathe. On the fifth night, I woke up in a sweat and told myself I wouldn't take that route again. I drove 10 minutes out of the way and took the highway instead. Later that day, I got a message from a friend. There had been a fatal crash at that same intersection. Same time I usually drove through it. Same make and color of my car. A different person, but the same ending. Ever since then, I wondered, was I remembering my own death in another timeline? Was some part of me rerouted at the last second?
Oh my
Was I just
god.
another version that got lucky, while another me didn't? I haven't had deja vu like that since, but sometimes when I drive at night and the road looks too familiar, I get chills, because maybe some part of me remembers something I'm not supposed to. I later looked into near-death experiences and found people reporting the same kind of thing, memories of things that hadn't happened yet, only they always involved a close brush with death. Maybe deja vu is just a side effect of slipping through the cracks. Maybe time isn't a line at all, but a constantly reloading loop, and occasionally something inside us remembers what happened before the reset. If that's true, then every time we avoid disaster, it might not be because of luck. It might be because we've already lived through it, and some part of us is trying desperately to keep it from happening again.
That wouldn't make any sense though. Like, you know what I mean? That's so trippy. You know what I mean? This video is so trippy, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys have any. Like, I can't wait to read the comments on this one, but this one is just so trippy. This one is hella trippy, bro. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, you just, like you knew you were about to die, so you took a different road. Because like you saw yourself dead, and then a fatal crash at the same intersection, same car, everything the same details, just not you. What the fuck? Like, that is insane. Like, I kind of thought about it before. Like, oh, like maybe I'm not going to this place for like a reason, but it's like I'm not really thinking about something happening. Or like, or like the only thing deja vu that I've kind of happened was like, but it's just me saying, oh yeah, imagine this. Like, it's not like me seeing it. Sorry guys, my nose, I hate like talking because then my nose gets all fucked up, and then I gotta take my nasal spray that I got from the doctor. But basically, yeah, it's like you kind of say, oh yeah, like you're watching a baseball game, and then you're kind of like, imagine a grand slam. It happens like 2 minutes later. Like, you're not really imagining the whole grand slam happening. Like, you're just thinking about it, and then it happens, right? Is that deja vu? I don't even know. That's not even like you seeing it before. That's just you kind of guessing. Oh, you know what? Like, imagine a grand slam. Oh, here's a grand slam. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should have waited more days to not do a video. I'm sorry, guys. Didn't think it would affect me this much just speaking.
Before I worked in IT, I spent 2 years doing overnight shifts at a long-term care home in upstate New York. It was an old facility, a little run down but decent enough. We had a few residents with Alzheimer's or advanced dementia, but most were stable, just elderly and needing care. There was one woman named Miss Adelaide. She was 87, mostly lucid, very sweet, and kept to herself. She had a faded photo of a young boy on her nightstand that she called her grandson, but no one ever visited her. Over the first few months, I developed a routine. Midnight rounds, patient checks every hour. Most nights were uneventful, but every so often, I'd find Miss Adelaide awake, staring at the ceiling, humming some slow, eerie tune. One night, around 2:15 a.m., I found her sitting up, eyes wide open. When I asked if she needed anything, she said, without blinking, "You already asked me that. You ask every night, but tonight is different." I felt this strange feeling in my gut, like she was reading a script for my future. I laughed nervously and offered her water. She declined and added, "You should remember this part." I told my supervisor, who brushed it off as confusion or dream state talk. But the next night, I got the same response from her, word for word. On the third night, she was gone, passed in her sleep around 1:50 a.m. When I went to her room for rounds, the bed was freshly made, and her belongings were already boxed. I couldn't stop thinking about what she said. I did some digging through old records and archived notes. Turns out, another night staff member had reported similar things in her file from years ago, always at night around 2 a.m. She repeated phrases and predicted exact actions, and even once said the name of a new nurse before they introduced themselves. One entry from 2013 had her saying, "I remember this version. You take your break at 3:07. You always do." And according to the note, the nurse had just looked at their watch. It was 3:07. I don't know what was happening with Miss Adelaide. I don't really believe in the paranormal, but it seemed to me that she was in some kind of loop or glitch. I can't really explain it, but it seems to me that maybe she was stuck, watching her life play out again and again, waiting for it to end differently. Now I work behind a desk, but I still get the occasional wave of déjà vu. And when I do, I stop and listen, because maybe it's not just a trick of the brain. Maybe it's a message. Maybe it's Miss Adelaide or someone like her, reaching out across timelines, trying to remind us we've been here before, and it didn't end well. I've since met people who worked at that same care home, both years apart, and without me saying anything, they mentioned that they used to have weird dreams at night while working there. One even said a patient warned her she'd be fired soon, and that she was let go a week later due to downsizing. She didn't remember the patient's name. I just nodded and said how interesting that was. I think about Miss Adelaide often. Sometimes when I'm falling asleep, I hear that same eerie humming from my dreams. I can't help but still think about Miss Adelaide all the time.
Okay, that was an interesting video. For sure. Okay, alright. 3 days in a row, I'm in heaven. I already forgot what this was. What? We are in heaven right now. What the fuck? Okay, bro, do not fuck with me like that. This guy's oh! I was like, okay, sorry. That's like him uploading a video. 3 days in a row, him uploading a video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, what the fuck? You guys ever have a dream, but then months later it becomes reality, or is it just me? I've had them too. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely creepy. Like you have a dream, it happens IRL, and you're like, didn't I dream about this earlier? Like, what the fuck? 3 days in a row, this guy's a legend. Wasn't explaining the about it just scared me, but the cause of it is a little terrifying. I have them constantly, but it's always the usual. I feel like this happened already. Yeah, like same here. Like not even just like happening, but like I'm reading something. And I'm like I just think like right away, I've read this before. Why am I reading it again? I've read this before. But then I'm like, wait, I swear I haven't done this before. But it's like you have that strong feeling. You've seen this before. What are you doing? Like you've done this before. What are you doing? The third story definitely gave me Final Destination vibes. Literally experiencing someone else's death by a vision is crazy and literally terrifying. Yeah, I've never seen Final Destination, but that's insane. That's literally insane. Like you basically just predict someone's death, preventing your own, on someone else in the exact same car as you died. Like you literally see your death happening, so you're like, you know what, I'm gonna avoid that. Then a death happens. Oh my god. That is literally horrifying. Like I don't even know what to say about that. That is so fucking creepy. That is so creepy. I read an article once where a group of university scientists were studying psychic phenomena, and the subject of déjà vu came up. One of the scientists stated that we know time flows like a stream, and although the law of entropy, whatever the fuck, however you say that, means we can only experience flowing forward. Theoretically, it can move both forwards and backwards. He finished that thought with, who's to say whether or not that those who experience déjà vu are sensitive to the flow of time and can see or feel the ripples just ahead of them. That description has always seemed perfect for describing how it feels to me. Yeah, that is creepy as fuck. Déjà vu is both creepy and fascinating. Your stories always help me sleep. I feel like that's why I'm always so tired when I watch Mr. Nightmare. I feel like I'm always ready for bed. Like during this video, I was kind of like not actually doing that, but I was like low-key like wanting to fall asleep. Because like it's so soothing, but it's like it's not boring, it's just soothing. So I'm not insulting you, Mr. Nightmare. I'm just saying that look, your voice is so good, it's putting me asleep. Just saying. It's raining outside, it feels like heaven. alright. I got my windows open too with the... It's not raining or anything though, is it? Or am I about to freaking predict it like now it's probably gonna start raining, watch. As I fall asleep to these stories yesterday, I actually experienced this sleep paralysis, thought I was the protagonist, and was unable to awaken. Bro got bills to pay. Yeah, he's uploading so much. Yeah, I was gonna say it, because I was off for about like, what, 12 or 14 days, like not uploading videos. And then I see Mr. Number coming out with like bangers. Well, I haven't seen them yet, but like video, most likely a banger. I'm glad that other people experience premonitions from their dreams because I've been having them since I was a kid. When I remember vividly is my ninth grade weight room, which I'd never seen before. But once I stepped inside, it felt deeply familiar. Haven't had any death-defying ones, just little ones from my past dreams. That could even be a conversation. Yeah, so I haven't had any like ones that are like insane, but like some that are kind of like, oh, okay, that's weird. I feel like I've known this before, but okay. What is this Final Destination?
I later looked into near-death experiences and found people reporting the same kind of...
Yeah, number 3 I think got me the most. Like number 3 was the one that was like, oh shit. But number 2 as well. Like you literally just like go inside the house. I've seen this before. There's a woman upstairs, and there's a fucking woman upstairs. What the fuck? Did you know there's an opposite to Déjà Vu named Jamas Vu? It's been experienced something you recognize but feel unfamiliar with. Okay. Anyways, I'm tired. It's 2:40 a.m. right now. I don't know. Watching this video got me kind of scared now. Like, am I gonna go to the washroom and like, I don't know, pass out or something, or am I gonna like have like a vision of something happening and then something actually happens to me? Like, I don't even know what to think anymore. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really kind of feel creeped out and sketched out now. So pray for me. I'm scared now. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are happy that I'm back, please give this video a like, comment down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Deuces.